Hey y'all, Alex Bila here from Virtunity Studios. Today I wanted to make a little different tutorial video. This one's going to be interactive. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to play some musical phrases and think musically while playing over the blues. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, Alex Bila again, here from Virtunity Studios. Now, I think a lot of times when we're talking about improvisation, it's so easy to get caught up in certain scales or certain arpeggios and start talking about notes really early on in the process. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take a step back. What we're going to do is we're going to use four simple notes to get you started improvising. All right. Now, again, I believe adding some of those boundaries and limitations to our practice can really help us become more creative, forcing us to come up with different patterns and think about a small subset of information very creatively. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to pick these four notes. The first one is going to be concert D. The next one is going to be concert F. Okay, the next one is going to be concert G. And then the last one is going to be concert A flat. Okay, now I'll play those for you one more time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start thinking musically, really only using those four notes, creating some limitations and some boundaries on ourselves to really think musically while we're playing through the blues form. Okay. Now, one of the most important things I think when we're talking about blues, and if you know some blues tunes, I think one of the most important things about the blues is that form of the blues. It's a 12-bar blues form, so it means we're going to have 12 measures. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this up and break this down into 3 sections of 4 measures apiece. Okay. Now, if you listen to a lot of blues, if you listen to musicians like Muddy Waters or B.B. King, musicians who made a living really only playing the blues, there is a certain form to the blues. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to start out with a really strong statement. Okay. Just like most blues tunes, or if you think of the lyrics of most blues tunes, right? They start out with a very strong statement. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start out with a really strong statement. Okay. Then for the next 4 bars in this kind of section of 3 different parts of the blues that we've kind of broken it down to, in the second 4 measures or that second phrase, what we're going to do is repeat that first phrase, maybe with some variations, maybe vary it a little bit, but that same basic information is going to show up in that second 4 bars, right? Then the last 4 measures is going to be a response to the first 2 repeated phrases. All right. Now, there are a ton of tunes that follow this form, and I think it's one of the most basic form of the blues, right? Start with a strong statement, repeat that statement, then play something brand new. All right. So what I've done is I've created a play-along track for you to practice with. All right. You'll first hear me play 2 choruses of the blues, so 24 bars total, and that's what I've done. All right, I've taken these 4 notes we were talking about earlier. I've arranged them and started playing with them rhythmically, but still thinking, making a strong statement, repeating that statement, then playing something new. All right, now we could call this, if we were going to talk about this in a classical music theory kind of a way, we'd call this an AAB kind of a form. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you what I'd like you to practice. And then you'll hear me play 2 choruses, and then there'll be 2 choruses of just me playing guitar. So you can go ahead and practice along with this track. Okay, now as we're going through, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that form right up here in the corner. Okay, so if you look up here, you'll see which phrase that I'm on. It's either going to be that A repeated, or that B section. All right, so here we go. Happy practicing. right, so I hope you enjoyed playing along with that backing track. What I would recommend is kind of practicing this in two different ways. All right. The first thing I'd like you to practice is just work on coming up with some new ideas. All right. So, new patterns, new little riffs that you can play over the blues using these four notes. All right. You can go listen to some great recordings. I think that's a great way to start coming up with new ideas. You can spend some time just sitting down with your instrument and tinkering around with these four notes, playing them in different orders, playing them in different octaves, all of that sort of thing. All right. Now, the second way that you should practice this sort of stuff is making sure that we convey whatever content and message we're trying to convey in as best of a way as we possibly can, right? So, working on things like tone, time, technique, articulation, flexibility, all of those things will help us convey our musical message as best as we can. All right. So once again, my name is Alex Pila here at Virtunity Studios. If you like this video, give us a like. Make sure you subscribe to us on Facebook here at Virtunity Studios. We've got all sorts of great educational content for you if you'd like to get better at music. We also do offer group classes, private lessons. I'm now teaching a group class on Wednesday nights focusing on improvisation. All right. So if you'd like to join us on Wednesday night, just give us a shout out in Virtunity Studios on our Facebook page. All right. Of course, you can always check us out at virtunitystudios.com for more information. All right. So happy practicing. Get to playing the blues, and we'll see you next time.